Hello everybody, it's Quasi-Mobile, Dairyland Digger, coming to you again. This time I'm going to do a little bit of magnet fishing, and I'm using this 500-pound pole magnet that I got from Brute Magnetics. I'll put a link beneath the video so you can check them out. They've got really good prices and really good magnets. I also got some 550-pound pole paracord I'm going to try and use for that. Today I'm in Tenney Park in Madison, Wisconsin. It's not too bad of a day. It's somewhere between 35 and 40 degrees out. So it's a little bit on the cool side, but it's certainly not something that I can't handle. I did bring a bucket just in case to put things in, and hopefully we'll have some good luck today. So let's give it a shot. See what happens. Now, I don't know how much luck I'm going to have here. Hold on, I'm going to try and angle this down, because you don't have that very good of a vantage point here. So there's the water, and as you can see, it's pretty clear. And then right here, you get all this seaweed. Now the moat goes all the way around there, and it comes around in a full circle over to there. And so this park is a very popular park. It's used year-round for fishing, and I don't think there's any boating allowed, but nevertheless, in the wintertime they freeze over the water and they turn it into an ice skating rink. And of course the trick is to do this slowly, pull it in slowly so that if it does attach to something, you want to make certain that it gives it a chance to adhere to it, because it's stuck in mud right now. So now there's one kind of a resistance I'm feeling now as it's going through the plants. And then when I hook onto that something, whatever it is out there, I can feel there's a different kind of pull. Like the magnet's laying flat and it's trying to stick to something. See, like right there's another thing. Now, of course, I'm relatively new to this, so for all I know, see, there's bubbles right there when I yank on it. So, but that may just be plants. I don't know. Well, I guess when it comes down to it, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So, I guess I'll try something different. Well, since I'm not doing so good right now, I'm going to still keep trying, but I'm going to turn off my camera to kind of conserve the battery. But I did want to let everybody know that I did check with the DNR before I came down, and because in Madison they have different regulations regarding the parks and their use. And so it's always a good thing to check with the authorities before you go magnet fishing or metal detecting in any city parks or any township parks. And here in Madison, they say that as far as magnet fishing is concerned, as long as you take your magnet out with you, then that's fine, because they do allow fishing here. So, regular fishing, I should say. And as far as metal detecting is concerned, here in Madison, they require that you only use plastic tools. You can't use metal tools. And, of course, take out your trash and return your plugs to as close to the original state as humanly possible. They do actually want it to look perfect, but I'm thinking there's a slight margin of error for manatee because by the nature of the fact that you're digging a hole means that it's going to be very difficult to get it back exactly as it was. I don't think someone's going to be scrutinizing it, to the nano level. So, but they definitely want you to put forth the effort to make it look good. So, and that's fine, and that's what we should all be doing automatically without having to be told. So, again, I'm going to give it a couple more tosses and try a couple different angles, maybe see if I can get whatever's out there, and who knows, maybe I'll get lucky. Okay, so I decided to change places. I came down by a bridge, as you can see down there. The water here is much deeper, and so it only took me a few casts, and I finally got, I got 2 screws and a pry bar. So as soon as I can, there we go. So I got a nice little pry bar and 2 small screws, which I'll put in my bucket, and those count as my finds. So my luck is starting to work out here. So I'm going to turn the camera back off again. Hopefully I'll find something else very soon. Until then, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I decided to come down to the locks here, and look at that. Got a fishing lure. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, got another find. And here, I'll show you the locks real quick. They go that way. And then travel down. So, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so once again, I get another strike. This time, it seems I get 2 lures. There we go, see? You got 2 lures, very similar. Alright, cool. See you in a bit. Okay, so I've been up and down the canal, mostly up by the bridge there, and I've been getting a bunch of lures and a bottle opener, and I'm going to see if you can see this. Let's see, there we go. So you see a little jig there, and there's a bottle opener, pretty rusty, and there's that lure in the back there. So I got more lures back here. So all in all, it's been a halfway decent day. So hopefully, I'm going to just do a little bit longer. Hopefully I won't get too bad of a cold from being out here in this temperatures all day. But I've been doing this for a couple hours now, and so far it's been pretty decent. The water's fairly deep, but it is very rocky. I'm surprised that a canal would have that many rocks in the bottom. But nevertheless, so far my magnet hasn't gotten stuck, and again, I got this magnet from Brute Magnetics, and it is so far doing a wonderful job. So shout out to Brute Magnetics, and again, I'll put the link down below, so if you ever get interested, you can check them out and order a magnet of your own. Again, I'm using the 500-pound pole magnet, and I'm using 550-pound pole paracord. So definitely look them up, and if you're interested, try out one of their magnets. It's very good. And don't forget to always, when you're putting together your magnet for the first time, before you go out, make certain you get some Loctite or some similar product like that to make certain that the bolt through the center gets glued on, so it stays on there. Otherwise, you'll run the risk, if you don't put anything on there, you'll run the risk of this coming apart at some point and falling apart in the water, and you'll lose your magnet. So just like anything else with magnet fishing or metal detecting, it's an investment in time and money, and so you want to make certain that you take good care of your investment. So with that, I'm going to talk to you in a little bit. I'm going to give it another couple of swings, and then maybe go home and get ready for the Packer game tonight. So I will talk to you later. Bye. Hey everybody, it's Quasi Mobile, and welcome to my wrap-up. After I spent a nice cold day out there in 30, 40 degree weather trying to do my magnet fishing, I did manage to have some bit of success. Of course, I managed to get a number of different things that were not that great, like this bolt here. Got a number of different screws of varying sizes. What I'll do is I'll tilt you down here so you can see what all I have. So give me just a moment here. Okay, so I guess what I'll do is I'll start from here. Let me move this over a little bit. I'll start from this side over here. So here I've got a long hook with a leader. I don't know how well you can see that. Probably one of the smallest finds I got was this little hook here. I'm holding the hook in my hand here. So that, I believe, is a fishing lure used for ice fishing. My oldest brother, he's done a lot of ice fishing before, and usually I've seen him use hooks like this, and you put a little grub on the end there. And so I think that's what this is for ice fishing. This is probably the best lure I've found. Let me see if I can get that there. You know, it's in the best shape. The tail is complete, and the hook does not seem to be rusty, so I can't imagine that it has been down there that long. I did find another one similar to that that looks like it had seen worse days, but it's got a different kind of a bend to the hook there. So there's the stem going up there. Well, here we go. The stem going up here has kind of a bend in it, which I thought was a bit odd. And then the tail is a little bit chewed off there. But other than that, I think it's still usable enough for someone to take fishing. This one here, it looks like all the yellow had been torn off. The whole body of it has been torn off. But it does have a spoon on the end there. You know, it's got one of these little rigs in the middle. So I imagine that someone could take another rubber worm and attach it here and make that work. Also, let's see, I'll try and hold these by the front spoon. So this one's got 2 treble hooks, and it's in pretty decent shape. The paint is a little bit nicked up here and there, but it's still usable, still in good shape. And this one here, that one has 2 treble hooks, and that also appears to be in pretty good shape. So that's still usable as well. Now granted, I'm not really a fisherman, but I know fishermen, and I'm pretty certain I can put these in the hands of some people who might put them to good use. I also got like a treble hook, just a plain basic treble hook, nothing fancy. And I've got 3 separate hooks of different sizes. This is the largest of them. Then I got some junk metal, as you can see here. There's like a little wire and then a piece of metal. I have no idea what this is here, but then I get this little piece of wire that looks like maybe somebody tried to fashion a homemade fish hook out of. I don't know. I got an MGD rather, bottle cap, of course, junk. I managed to find this, a rather rusty and corroded bottle opener. I have no need for this, so of course I'm going to just toss that in the junk. And then last but not least, probably the best and most, I don't know, maybe it's the most expensive item, I don't know, is this pry bar that I got here. As you can see, it's got the pry bar end there. It's got the nail hole for prying a nail up there. And then, of course, this in here. This is a little bit rusty, but I'm guessing it probably hasn't been down there in the waterway too long. Let me just see if I can bring this back up. One of the things I'm attempting to do with my videos is to sort of, I guess in a sense, document my journey from the beginning, starting off with having absolutely no idea what I'm doing, other than some of the things that I've been reading online and the videos I've watched of other detectorists and that who have been actively working at this, some for quite a few years. And I'm thinking that even though my success has been a little bit limited, I think, in the beginning, I'm starting to learn, some of the jargon. I'm starting to learn some of the important things about metal detecting and magnet fishing. And I'm hoping that by working my way through these things, regardless of how frustrating they may wind up being, that I'm hoping that it might help inspire other people who are new or who have yet to try this to give it a try or to keep going despite what seems to be a lack of progress. After all, not everybody's going to have a bang-up day, and even some of the most talented and gifted metal detectorists are going to have days where they're just going to find nothing of any real value. So I think perhaps one of the most important lessons I've learned to that end is that location is very, very important. Where you choose to magnet fish or metal detect really, really has a large impact on what you're going to find. Now, if you live in a smaller community, obviously your chances are probably a little bit smaller, but at the same time, you may not have as many targets to find, but they may be more historically significant. Especially if the community has been around for 100 or 200 years. Like the community I live in here in Poynette, that was started in, I think the first person founded it or started living here in 1833. And then it wasn't until like 1892 that it was incorporated. So in that time frame, more and more people moved to the area. There's a park that I will be metal detecting later on, and also maybe a little bit magnet fishing, because there's a stream, it's a large stream that runs through the area that used to be part of some very large ponds downtown in the parks. Some of the parks were filled in, and the swamp or the ponds were filled in so that they could make them into parks. But the stream itself still remains, and as I understand it from the chief of police here, that those parks and those waterways are still high in use. In fact, apparently there's supposed to be some really good bass fishing there. So again, I'm not really a fisherman, but nevertheless, I think if there's a lot of people who use those waterways, that they may prove to be very bountiful as far as finding things are concerned for metal detecting. And since I have the Eurotech Pro that has a waterproof coil, so that should be fine with going to a little creek, a shallow creek, and detecting along there. So anyway, thank you very much for stopping by and watching my video. As always, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe down below. And hopefully things will keep moving and I'll be able to get some more things done before the winter weather sets too deeply in. And I'd rather not have to try and fight the cold here, but that's just the way it is. In the meantime, until next time, I hope that you all have an excellent day, and I will talk to you later. Peace.